Hi, my name is Hani Bushra. I'm an immigration attorney based in Huntington Beach, California, and this is a video about immigration laws. We do a series of these videos in our YouTube page, so if you like our videos, please like and subscribe to them and leave us a comment. Today I want to talk about a topic that has been coming up more and more in my practice, and I've seen it more and more coming up in my practice. It's especially linked to the delays in some processing times and with what happened in COVID-19 and some of the delays that happened with the previous administration. I know that the title of the video is a little bit of a shock, that if you had received your green card through Asylum, please do not naturalize, wait and do not naturalize until you watch this video, because everybody who has gotten their green card through Asylum cannot probably wait until the moment he's able to apply, or she is able to apply for naturalization and become a US citizen. And it's a dream for a lot of asylees who come here fleeing the terrible things that they have experienced in their home countries. But the problem is that if you end up naturalizing before considering a couple of things that I'm going to be talking about in this video, you might end up putting yourself in a lot of problems and in a lot of delays that would cause delays to your family if they are part of your case. So as you probably know, that many asylees, when they flee to the United States, they come here without their family members. And after they obtain asylums, they petition their family members so they can join them and come here. So the process of petitioning the family member is called the I730 process. And basically, you can petition your immediate family. Who are your immediate family? Your immediate family is basically your spouse, wife or husband, and your unmarried children under the age of 21 at the time of filing of the asylum application. I know it's a mouthful, but we have to say it. So let's break these two categories down. Immediate family spouse is your spouse at the moment the case was approved. So we are looking at the point when your case was approved. If you had been married to somebody when the case was approved, okay, that person could be petitioned by you by the process called I-730, which is petitioning for derivative asylum status. Children. We look at children who are under the age of 21, who are unmarried at the date that we filed the asylum application, not when it was approved. So what controls for children is the fact, if I filed my case before my child turned into 21, and if my child stayed unmarried. So if you came here to apply for asylum and you applied when your child was 20 years, 11 months, and 28 days, and your case was receded, at that time, your child is going to be able to be petitioned by you after you get your asylum approval, and will be able to join you as long as they don't get married. Now, the thing is, just so you can understand the technicality of it, when your family is petitioned through your asylum case, or after your asylum case is being approved, they are going to be assumed to be asylees themselves. So what's going to happen is they're going to get a visa from the country they are in, and that visa is a special kind of visa that would allow them to enter the United States. And the moment they enter the United States, they're going to be given a stamp on their passport that says, hey, you're a refugee or an asylee for a whole year, okay, before you can apply for a green card. So in your situation, you went through the same process. After you got your asylum, okay, approved, you actually had to wait for a year to apply for a green card. It's the same thing for your family members if they ended up joining you. Now, the problem arises here. Let's just say that you got your asylum approved this year, so in 2022, okay? And after a year from now, in 2023, you'll be applying for your green card. Let's just say it took another year to get approved for your green card, so you got it in 2024. Now, when your green card comes, okay, it's gonna be backdated for 1 year, because when asylees get their green cards, the date of issuance of the green card is backdated from 1 year. Okay, so the date on the green card will be something in 2023. Even though you got it in 2024, it'll have a date of 2023, which would make you eligible to get your citizenship or to apply for your citizenship in 2028. So let's put you on a side here. Let's say in 2022, after you got approved for your asylum, you petitioned for your family. We're seeing extreme long processing delays, and we're looking at maybe 3 years, 4 years until they're able to join you here in the United States. And so let's just take the extreme number of 4 years. So from 2022 to 2024, add 4 years, you'll be in 2026. They come here, they have to wait for a whole year, okay? to be able to apply for the green card. So they're going to apply in 2027. All right, they apply for the green card and they're waiting for a decision. In the meantime, 2028 rolls by, and at that point, you can apply for your citizenship, and you do apply for your citizenship, and you become a U.S. citizen before, okay, they get their green card approved. If that happens, then your family member has lost the relationship with you. And because you are no longer meet the definition of the asylee, and you are no longer an asylee, you are a U.S. citizen. Even though you got a green card before that and everything like that, you still maintain that status of an asylee underneath that green card. So because you lost that status and when you became a U.S. citizen, your family have also lost a status as related to you and to the principal person who has asylee. So at that point, they'll get a denial letter that says, we cannot give you a green card. We cannot adjust your status from asylum to a green card, okay, because you've lost that status. Now, are there solutions to this issue? Before I get to the solution, let me tell you actually another problem that we have. Another problem is if there was a divorce that happened between the spouses during the time, okay, where the spouse that came on the I730 on the petition to kind of bring a derivative family member, they got a divorce. If you got divorced and you lost your relationship with the principal applicant, the person who got the asylum approved, you're also in the same situation. You have no relationship with them, so you cannot maintain that asylum status or get a green card. Same thing if you, as a child, yes, you entered the United States, you were not married, but you found the love of your life here in the United States and you got married to them, and you end up getting married to them, and before you got your green card, okay, through your asylum status, at that point, okay, you also lost your definition of being an asylee, because you at that point are related to the principal applicant, because at that point you got married. So what are the solutions to these issues, okay, or to this problem? There's a couple of solutions, okay. One solution is a process called non-pro-tunc. It's a Latin phrase that says now for then. Basically, you're asking, non-pro-tunc asylum is basically you're asking the government, the USCIS, to say, hey, take me back to the moment that you approved my spouse or you approved my dad, okay, or my mom for their asylum, and give me that same status. I am asking to have my own principal status as an asylee. Now, is it applying for your own asylum case? Yes and no. So it is applying with your own application. It is saying that I want to have my own status by my own asylum, but technically you don't end up having a very detailed interview like your dad, your mom, or like your spouse, where you have to prove that you are in need of asylum. Usually it's a very procedural interview where they check your criminal law status. They see if there's any bars or restrictions that would bar you from becoming an asylee in the United States. The biggest problems we have with the non-pro-tunc is what? Is the delays in interviews, because you are part of an asylum interview and there will be a delay in getting an interview date, especially as you guys know that there's extreme delays. And this option only works if, you stayed married to the principal applicant, or as a child that came, okay, of a principal applicant, you did not get married. If you got married, then you cannot even apply for the non-pro-tunc. If you got divorced from the principal applicant, you cannot apply for the non-pro-tunc, okay? So now, another solution that could happen is, okay, now you have a spouse, the principal applicant, a spouse, or a dad or a mother who became U.S. citizens. They can petition you on a family petition. So if you're a spouse, okay, and my husband was the principal asylum applicant and he was here before us for a while, and he became a U.S. citizen. The moment he becomes a U.S. citizen, he can petition me as the spouse of a U.S. citizen, and that is a very quick process, okay? If I'm a child, if I'm under the age 21, okay, he can petition me as a child under the age of 21, and it's a quick process. If it's over 21, if the child is over 21, it's a longer process. If the child is married and over the age of 21, or even under the age of 21, it's a longer process, okay? The other problem we have with the idea of a family petition is the fact that there's additional costs that are going to happen. There'll be a cost of filing the application fees, because it's a fees that cannot be waived. You're going to have to prove that there is a financial sponsor who's willing to sponsor you, okay, to get your green card. The other problem is that you end up losing also benefits like that you were getting as cash benefits and stuff like that you were getting as an asylee when you were here in the United States. Now, if you are a child that had already passed the age of 21 or you got married, that option of being petitioned as a family member of a US citizen is not a very good option because that takes forever. It takes so many years for you to be able to do that. You're not considered an immediate relative. Another solution to the issue, okay, is that if you are the child that got married, okay, if you got married to a green card holder or an American citizen, they will be able, your spouse will be able to adjust your status, help you adjust your status into a green card holder through that marriage. But also you're gonna have to pay the fees for that, and you're gonna have to prove that you have a financial sponsor. Finally, if all that doesn't work, if somehow you can't do a non-protonc because, for instance, there was a divorce, you are not able to petition for your, you're not married to a citizen or something like that, okay? Your only option will be to apply for your own asylum case, okay? And then you have to prove why you're afraid to go back to your home country and why you deserve to get your own asylum case. Now, I know this is such a heavy topic and it's not something you want to hear these days, especially if you are excited about getting your citizenship, but I also know that we get a lot of calls from people saying, oh my gosh, I became a US citizen, my family was still trying to get the green card, they are derivative asylees, and they got a denial letter saying, hey, we cannot give you a green card because the spouse, you, or your dad, your mom, have become US citizen and they've lost the asylee status and that link to you. So it causes a lot of delays and a lot of pain and a lot of confusion. And so if you are an asylee who's about to become a US citizen, make sure that your family somehow has their green card already, okay? Or calculate the time to make sure that they will be able to have their green card by the time you become a US citizen, okay? If we can help you with anything, please give us a call. Our phone numbers are on the screen. And once again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I try to post videos about these topics all the time. And please look at our archives. We have a lot of videos that might be helpful for you. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.